Hello fellow crafters, Janine here, bringing you another Darby Smart project. And I gotta tell you, I was pretty stinking excited about this because I love perfume. And this is a create your own perfume kit. And as usual, you go to the Darby Smart how-to page and put in the code perfume, and it tells you how to custom mix your perfume based on the ingredients that you have in your box. And the ingredients in the box are a grapeseed oil, which I think is a fantastic base for a perfume. It's really going to help the perfumes, the essential oils, the fragrance, to really stay on your skin and continue to provide you wonderful smell throughout the day. And then it came with cucumber melon essential oil, lavender essential oil, geranium essential oil, 2 misters, which I thought was really nice, gives you the opportunity to mix more than one fragrance, and a dropper. So I'm going to go ahead and put that aside. And the first direction from Darby Smart is to fill each bottle 3/4 of the way full with the grapeseed oil. So I'm going to go ahead and get those bottles ready for that. Now I'm going to be honest with you, this particular set of essential oils was not necessarily my particular likes, but they are fragrances that my mother really likes. So I'm excited. I wished I had done this project earlier in the month and I could have given it to her as a Mother's Day present, but that's okay. She will enjoy receiving it at any time. So I went ahead and already opened up the grapeseed oil just a little bit. Now, I think a little funnel may have been a little easier for this, and I actually do have one somewhere, but it made this process go just a little bit faster. But quite honestly, I just don't feel like going hunt for it at the moment, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this dropper. And because I'm pretty sure you don't want to watch me do this, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this for you. Okay, the next step in the directions say to decide which scent. They've given you the ingredients to make either a floral or a green scent. And if you'd like, you can go to the Darby Smart website and purchase the essential oils that you would need to make a woody or oriental scent. But what they've provided is for the floral and the green. Now, I know my mom, and she is mostly a green person. She really leans more towards the woodsy and oriental. So what they say is to choose which fragrance you would like to be your top note and add 6 drops of it in each bottle, and then 2 drops of the other notes to give you the bottom notes of the fragrance. Now, out of the 3, these 2 were just a little bit too sweet and light for my mom. So I'm going to use these 2 as the bottom notes, and I'm going to use the lavender as the top note, because even though it's a floral, it's more of a woodsy floral. So I really feel like this is going to be more in her liking. So I'm going to go ahead and add 6 drops of that, and it's nice that the top is already ready to be used as a dropper. So I'm going to go ahead and add 6 drops of that to each bottle. And that came out really fast, so that might have been a little bit more than 6 drops. So let me try that a little bit slower. Okay, that actually is really kind of difficult to control. And then instead of adding, to make these fragrances just a little bit different, instead of adding 2 drops of each to each container, what I'm going to do is maybe do about 4 drops of each, So I'm going to do 4 drops of the cucumber melon in this one and 4 drops of the geranium in this one, so that they'll be a little bit different fragrances. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit in the cap and use the dropper to be able to control that just a little bit better. Okay. Now I'm going to put the caps back on them. And give it a little shake to get everything mixed up. I'm going to put the cap on this one before I knock it over, because that would be something, oops, I would do. I just think it's wonderful that the grapeseed oil is the base. I think it's just going to make the fragrance last on the skin all day long, which is something my mother complains about with perfumes today, that they just don't last. The fragrance just doesn't last all day. So maybe this will solve that dilemma for her. So these are wonderful, and I'm going to go ahead and get some craft supplies out, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish these up and make them a pretty gift. Well, what I did was just went ahead and grabbed some supplies from a previous Darby Smart project, which was some multi-surface paints that you can paint on glass with, as well as some stencils. This was the little jewelry dish kit that we got. So I'm going to use these stencils and these paints to go ahead and decorate these bottles and kind of give her an idea of the difference in the fragrances. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take some rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to wipe each bottle down. I probably should have done this before I mixed the perfume, but you know, don't always do things in order. But I'm just going to go ahead and wipe the bottles down to make sure that there's no residue of oil left on them. Okay, after my bottle was clean, then I picked one of the stickers that I'd previously used, and these things are really wonderful because they are very reusable. They maintain their stickiness for a while. And I just figured out the placement that I wanted it on the bottle and made sure that it was pressed down securely. Then I blended a little green and a little brown, and I did brown mostly down the center for the stem, and just dabbed it on quite thickly because you have to pull these stickers off while the paint is still wet, so you have to be able to get this done in one coat. So I did put it on rather thick. Then I chose a flower sticker for my other bottle to let her know that it was more of a floral fragrance, and again, just it made sure it was adhered really well, and blended some pink and red and a little bit of brown to make more of a mauve color. And again, just applied that very thickly on the first layer to make sure that got a nice opaque coat, because you have to get this done in one pass, because you have to pull these stencils off while the paint's wet, or the paint will come up with the sticker. And the stickers come off really easily and very cleanly. They do leave a nice good image once they're peeled up. And on both bottles I did her initials on the opposite side of the bottle from the floral sticker and the leaf sticker. And it came out really pretty. I thought it was a very nice effect. And then for her initials on this bottle, I just custom blended some of the red, green, and brown to make more of a burgundy color. I thought it would coordinate nicely with the flower side, a little bit darker. And again, I just peeled the sticker off. It really is important that you pull it off while the paint's wet. Unfortunately, I made a little boo-boo with the last one. You can see I left an imprint of a leaf because I laid the bottle down while the paint was still wet. But here's the finished product, and I think they came out really lovely, and I think my mom's going to enjoy them very, very much. Okay, now it's time to score this project. I gave it a 5 for value because it was definitely worth more than the $19 I paid for it. Each bottle of essential oil was worth $8 a piece, so that was $24 right there. The instructions I found to be clear because this was a simple project, so for ease of use I gave it a 5 also. I gave it a 4 for finished product, and the only reason I didn't give it a 5 is because when you are sending out fragrances to so many different women, you are not going to be able to hit the mark for every one of them, so that may not have been the smartest way to go with fragrance, or you might have wanted to put maybe something from each category, like one green, one floral, one oriental, one woodsy. But overall, I just thought this was really good, and it ends up with a score of 4.75. Thank you so much for watching, and give me a thumbs up, rate, and subscribe. Thanks.